What if I told you that the future of one of our star players is hanging in the balance, with a recent snub from Team Canada raising questions about his next move? As John Tavares grapples with disappointment after being left off the national roster, the stakes couldn't be higher for him and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Could this be a pivotal moment that influences his decision to stay or go? Stick around, because you won't want to miss what this means for the team's chances moving forward. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay updated on all things Toronto Maple Leafs. John Tavares' recent comments on his exclusion from Team Canada for the Four Nations tournament have stirred up quite a bit of conversation among us Leafs fans. It's hard not to feel a mix of disappointment and hope when we hear him express his frustration about not being selected. He's clearly still invested in playing for his country, and that's something we should all appreciate. But what does this mean for his future, particularly with the Toronto Maple Leafs? Tavares is set to become an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season. And while there's a lot of speculation about where he might land, it seems clear that he's not even close to thinking about retirement. He wants to remain relevant and productive in the NHL, and that means he needs to choose a team that will help him achieve that. We all know how crucial it is to surround ourselves with the right talent. And for Tavares, playing alongside guys like Auston Matthews, Mitch Marner, and William Nylander could be what he needs to boost his performance. Now here's where it gets interesting. Given his desire to make that Team Canada roster in the future, Tavares will likely prioritize signing with a team that offers him the best opportunity to shine. That could mean he's willing to take a hit on his next annual average value, something that could give the Maple Leafs a distinct advantage in negotiations. But let's be real, how low is he willing to go? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I can't help but feel a sense of optimism here. Tavares still wants to be part of something big, and if he sees the potential to play with elite players in Toronto, it could be a win-win situation. Not only would he bolster his chances of making the national team again, but he'd also be reinforcing the core of the Maple Leafs as we aim for a deep playoff run. This could be the motivation he needs to push himself to new heights, and as fans, we need to be excited about that. But let's not gloss over the reality of the situation. The pressure is on Tavares to perform. If he doesn't deliver on the ice, the chances of him being selected for Team Canada will diminish, especially as younger talent continues to emerge. It's a tough position for him to be in, knowing that his legacy and future opportunities are on the line. And as much as I want to believe in his abilities, I'm also aware that the clock is ticking. So, is this the right path for Tavares? I'm honestly torn. Part of me thinks he should seize the moment and focus on what's best for his career, while another part wonders if he should weigh his options more carefully. After all, the Leafs are not just any team. They're a franchise with a storied history and a passionate fan base. The stakes are high, and every decision counts. I want to hear from you, though. What do you think? Do you believe Tavares should prioritize his role with the Leafs over potential free agent offers? Or should he be more aggressive in seeking the best financial opportunity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspectives are what make this community so special, and I'm eager to see where everyone stands on this.
Last night was a tough one for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the frustration is palpable among fans and the coaching staff alike. Following the 3-1 loss to the Washington Capitals, Coach Craig Berube didn't hold back in his criticism of Nick Robertson. It's clear that there's a growing frustration with the young forward, and honestly, who can blame him? Robertson logged just 9:35 of ice time in that game, with only 2 shifts in the third period. Berube openly admitted that he didn't play Robertson in the final frame, and that decision really stings for a player who's been struggling to find his footing. It raises a lot of questions about his future with the team. As a fan, I can't help but feel a mix of disappointment and concern for a player who was once considered a top prospect. Let's take a moment to reflect on Robertson's journey. Since last season, there have been persistent trade rumors swirling around him, and this season, with just 2 points in 23 games, he's not exactly making a strong case to stay with the Leafs. Sure, he's shown flashes of potential in the past, 14 goals and 27 points in 53 NHL games, plus a solid performance at the AHL level, but right now, it feels like he's in a downward spiral. He was drafted 53rd overall in 2019, and now, after parts of 5 seasons with the Leafs, he only has 17 goals and 36 points across 110 games. That's not the kind of production you want from a player who was touted as a future star. And with Max Pacioretty potentially returning this Saturday, and with Max Domi and Bobby McMann inching closer to game readiness, it's hard to see how Robertson can solidify his spot on this revamped roster. This situation also brings to light the Leafs' willingness to make tough decisions. Just look at Timothy Liljegren, who was traded to the San Jose Sharks after the team couldn't find a suitable place for him in the lineup. It shows that the management is serious about optimizing the team, and they're not afraid to shake things up. But at what cost? As fans, we want to see our team succeed, and these decisions could have a significant impact on that goal. You have to wonder, do the Leafs have what it takes to make a deep playoff run? And if they're willing to move on from Robertson, what does that say about their long-term vision? It's a complicated landscape right now. On one hand, we have a young player with untapped potential, and on the other, a team that's clearly aiming for immediate success. The pressure is on, and as fans, we feel it too. You might be asking, is this the right call? I'm honestly torn. Part of me wants to see Robertson succeed, but another part wonders if it's time to cut losses and move forward. So, I turn to you, fellow Leafs fans. What do you think? Should the team stick with Robertson and give him more time to develop, or is it time to part ways? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter, and engaging in this conversation is what makes our community strong. And before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update on our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs. Hit that notification bell to stay in the loop for all the latest news. Let's keep the discussion going and support our team through thick and thin. Go Leafs!